今日は何の日？
魚の日です。
これは何？
これは月です。
おー。
魚は水にいる。
火がある。これは何？
それは木ですよ。
何の木？
お金の木です。
お金を土に。At the end of this video, you'll be able to fill in the blanks on this worksheet with the kanji for each word. This means, of course, that you'll also be able to read those words when you see them in kanji. This series is for people who have finished our N5 kanji meanings and writings course and is a great companion for our own Anki flashcard deck on ToKini This is also great for people who have finished James Haysig's Remembering the Kanji and want to learn how to actually read. It'll also work well for WaniKani users who want more exposure to words, readings, and writing for the kanji they've learned there. This is the first video in this part of the series, so we're starting with pretty easy words. Let's go! 今日は何の日？
魚の日です。
Were you able to guess what the word hi means? If so, can you guess what the kanji might be? If you're expecting Japanese to be all sunny days and roses, you might be in for some disappointment. But when you run into a word that uses just a single kanji and nothing else, and means exactly what you expect, well, that's bound to be one of those sunny days, which is what this single kanji word means. Day. And it uses the kanji we learned as sun. Sometimes this word is also used to mean sun. Many people are in a rush, and thus they avoid writing at all costs. But multiple studies show that writing new words you learn is extremely effective at facilitating memorization. Write along with Yuki here, or pause the video and use the diagram on the left and practice writing the word. By the way, I also recommend writing down words when the kanji in them are read in ways you haven't encountered yet.
今日は何の日？今日は何の日？魚の日です。魚の日です。
The word sakana is connected to our new word hi with the connecting particle no. That turns it into a complex noun that means fish day. You can often translate Japanese from right to left. If you do that with this construction, you get literally day of fish. We then add desu, which means it is, to the end of the sentence. Stories are a great way to remember words that you find difficult to remember. This is an easy word, so you might not need a story, but just in case you do, here's an example of one you might make, utilizing the same character we used to learn the meaning of this kanji back in the meanings and writing series. This is the sun. He takes one day to float across the sky. So he uses the kanji sun and means day, and sometimes sun. これは何？
これは月です。
Oh. There are many keys to learning Japanese, but I always say there are two keys to kanji. The first is learning the meanings and writing. If that's the first key, then the second key is learning how to actually read them. The perfect pair, like the sun and moon. This single word, read as tsuki, means moon. And it uses the kanji for moon too.
これは月です。これは月です。
Our main sentence for this kanji is
これは月です。
kore means this and is our topic of discussion, since it's marked by the wa particle, this thing here. Tsuki means moon, and des means it is. So, as for this, it's the moon. The tsu keys for remembering tsuki are that it's 1, a sunny mouth guy, and 2, he's floating around in the dark in a glowing gown pretending to be the moon. So, tsuki uses the kanji moon and means moon. Ah, higaru. Did you notice what he was looking at? If you didn't say fire, then what were you looking at? We learned this kanji as fire, and the word hi also means fire, in the general sense.
あ、火がある。あ、火がある。
Ah is just the sound of surprise. Hi means fire, ga marks fire as the subject of the sentence, aru means to exist or exists, so a fire exists or there is a fire. He's on fire! That's it. That's literally it. So he uses the kanji fire and means fire. You might be frustrated that we've already learned 2 words with the exact same reading and different kanji, but that's Japanese for you. And it's honestly why kanji makes life easier, and one reason why Japan will likely never stop using them.
魚は水にいる。
Mizu? Mizu. Let me try that again. Mizu. Yep, the word means water, and the kanji means water too. Easy peasy mizu.
魚は水にいる。魚は水にいる。
Sakana again means fish. Wa marks it as the new topic of discussion. What about fish? Mizu, water. Ni marks the target of the verb in the sentence. Iru exists for animate objects. So, as for fish, exists in water. Or, in prettier English, fish are in the water. Mizu. This isn't the zoo, although I could see me in a zoo looking at whatever this is. So, mizu uses the kanji water and means water. これは何?
それは木ですよ。
12 years ago, when I was teaching English, a 67-year-old student told me Japanese is easy. Why? I asked. She said, because the kanji for tree looks like a tree, and the word ki, which means tree, sounds like tree. I think that's a bit of a stretch, but I keep remembering ki means tree and uses the kanji for tree, so I guess it worked. By the way, it can also mean wood.
それは木ですよ。それは木ですよ。
You can get access to the worksheet in this video and other worksheets as well if you're a member of ToKini You'll also find an Anki deck that teaches all the JLPT N5 kanji's meanings and writings, as well as extra sentences that aren't in this video for helping you to learn how to read them. Not to mention, we have tons of other grammar, vocabulary, reading, and listening content. Sore. That wa marks that as the topic of discussion. Ki means tree, and desu means it is. Yo marks the whole sentence as new information for the listener. So it's something like, that's a tree, man. Oh look, a key and another key. I am the keeper of the keys. Trees. So ki uses the kanji tree and means tree, or sometimes wood. Nan no ki?
お金の木です。
This word can actually be used without the o. The o makes it more polite though because it's sort of a dirty word. Did you figure it out yet? The kanji means gold or metal. In this word, the kanji's meaning is never quite abandoned. It means money.
お金の木です。お金の木です。
Okane, of course, means money. It's connected with ki to make a complex noun that means money tree. Des means it is, and we get it's a money tree. This isn't going to be super helpful for this word. Share a story you made up to remember okane down in the comments. So, okane uses the kanji gold and means money. Okane wo tsuchi ni. 2 lines above the ground level gives us a cheesy way to remember that tsuchi means dirt or soil.
お金を土に。お金を土に。
Without context, this sentence doesn't really mean much, but that's how language works. It's always in context. The context here is you see me putting the money bag into the dirt. So, okane, money. The o particle marks money as the thing a verb will be done to. Tsuchi, dirt or soil. Ni marks soil as the target of the verb, but there is no verb. It's clearly implied that we mean put in though, but we haven't learned put in yet, so that's convenient. It would also be fine to actually say something like this in such a situation without worrying about the verb, because it's obvious from context. 2 flowers above the soil line. And we get a cheesy way to remember tsuchi. The actual kanji with 2 lines making a cross above the dirt is even cheesier. Easier? Cheesier? Both? So, tsuchi uses the kanji dirt or soil and means dirt or soil. If you've enjoyed the video so far, make sure to subscribe. But don't go anywhere, because next is the quiz. Try to write down or fill in the words on the worksheet if you have it as we go through the whole scene. If you don't have the worksheet, just try to write the kanji out on a piece of paper. 今日は何の日?
魚の日です。
今日は何の日?
魚の日です。
これは何?
これは月です。
おー。
これは月です。魚は水にいる。魚は水にいる。
あ、火がある。あ、火がある。これは何？
それは木ですよ。それは木ですよ。
何の木？
お金の木です。お金の木です。
お金を土に。お金を土に。
ピザの日ピザの日これは月ですこれは月です火を見る火を見る水を飲む水を飲む木がある木があるお金をくださいお金をくださいあ、土あ、土
The words today were pretty easy, but we'll be covering even more words in the next video in this series. If it's already out, you can click here to continue learning with us.